today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland.
Let's see what this bad
It's week
update
15
is.
of the NFL on EA Sports.
What was that, 2?
Baltimore Ravens taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Taken from about the 12. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by the second quarterback chosen back in April from Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top? He's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
No gain on
and as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. And you're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
Just 3 weeks of games left in the NFL regular season. What's it going to take for him to win the MVP? What's it going to take?
Whatever it is, if he wants to strengthen that candidacy, no time like the present.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I think. Not only does he have to play the clean game, no picks, things of that nature, he has to have at least one significant play that we'll talk about all next week. That'll really give him a higher profile.
And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. Give yourself the best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
Gain on the play. And it's third down.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
To number 80.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback or running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
Stopped up shy of the 45 despite some pretty powerful running. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
Dancing to his left. This is the tight end fan. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
He'll drop to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the Ravens' 2-yard line.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
They're on 25-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
No gain on the
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
5-yard line.
Tua sets up to pass it. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs.
Right by your head, Trey.
Taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. That right there, Charles, I think is a prime example of what they're scared of. They said, yeah, you can run. We know you can take off, but be smart. He got hit pretty hard there.
A lot of these young quarterbacks, they like to tell us that they become running backs when they take off. But they have to remember, at all times, they're quarterbacks. Protect yourself. Slide. Get out of bounds. Don't take that kind of hit. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
On second down, Jacobs. And he's got this down to the 35.
Shouldn't have blocked the right way.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helped out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On second down now. It's Jacobs, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
At the 32-yard line.
Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
That's good for a ball.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
He's brought down.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 16 carries, 54 yards.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established.
There you go,
Timmy. With the runners.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 5.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jaguars 7, Ravens nothing.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
That's right.
Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
Thrown to the side.
More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
Dodged the bullet right there.
It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
He's brought down.
His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Dang.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Ain't gonna dodge that bullet
Picked off
twice.
at the 45.
I was late. My fault. I was late.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it.
I shouldn't
His
do it.
coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy leagues.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there. Yeah.
No.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
Oh my goodness,
And
that's
he
so
will have the
annoying.
1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, but it's going to be 2nd down. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And he's not able to get
Who was that,
away.
Joshua?
Sacked
Thank
back at the
you.
22.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Makes the score, Jaguars.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, I take all the blame
quarterbacks
for
that I
that
know
too.
that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again.
Ooh, I was
we
going
can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On play action, they'll throw.
Oh my goodness. You just standing there watching him, dog.
Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not
That's
protecting the
pathetic.
passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Oh my goodness, uncatchable
Throw
ball.
there going to be incomplete.
That interception messes up your
Defense there. They
rhythm.
forced him to throw that one into
Real
coverage,
bad.
and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory
What
last
kind
week
of
as he
crap
sends
is
this one
this?
away.
Don't go.
And not his
Let
best
it bounce
effort
as
there.
much as
This
it
one's
can
gonna be
bounce, dude.
spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line.
The Jaguars 40.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
At the 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss on that play. And now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He has not had the start to this game that he envisions here in the 2nd quarter. He's struggling a little bit. But, hey, they're in the lead right now. So kind of what's going on in his head, do you think, Charles?
I think that's what he has to keep in mind. Winning the ball game is not going the way he wants in terms of his own play. But, oh, yeah, that's right, winning the ball game. So don't press. Don't try and do things outside of what's going on right now. Don't try to increase your game or get yourself right. Just make sure you continue to lead your ball club and keep them moving in the right direction.
Well, they've got that lead so far. 1 interception for him, no touchdown passes. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
You got in the way, Ali.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
3rd down.
Straight for that linebacker, though.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
It's a gain of 3.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there. I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. 2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
1st down, Jaguars.
to throw now on first down.
I threw it. He's sitting there wide open, bruh.
Blowing that play up.
And that stupid runoff time is so retarded.
Seconds left in this first half. A timeout call.
Like it take you all of that time to get line back up.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt.
Dang, short and off. Kick straight to him too.
Broken tackle. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So we're at halftime.
What's the point of stopping the ball when it gets all the way up to the top if it's not going to give you the full power? That's my question with that stuff.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Thomas. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Flush to his right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they try the right side here. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
2nd and 1.
Oh, I couldn't get the protection to even give him a ball.
Back at about the 37-yard line. Marcus Davenport, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw.
Dang.
And the pressure gets to him again. Bradley Chubb. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on
see they top 5 for a
And
reason.
hear the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. But they occupy people who allowed to be no less than a one-on-one situation. It allows him to get home.
That keeps the score. Jaguars.
So make it 2 missed field goals for him now, but I have the sense, given that distance, you could probably forgive him here on this one.
Yeah, this is out of the range of just about anybody on planet Earth except probably you, partner. But you just got to drive it out low and hope that somehow you hit it absolutely perfect. There's no real chance for this one to go through.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain
Oh,
blocks.
come on. You just ran directly past
Focus
him.
on staying on their double teams at the first level. Make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who'll say, hold on a
right,
second,
just ran
I
right
have a
by
little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
2 yards.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Again, the ball carrier.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That was a pick, and you want to tap it.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, what, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large, but here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school, I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He'll try and run it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
No, I did not want to come out
down,
and
a
set
nickel formation here defensively.
Okay. Field goal. I did not want to come out in that crap again, dog.
So that'll back him up 5.
To adjust.
Still third down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out right at the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
And if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some
Get
point,
you get tossed to the ground.
And get him on the ground short of the first down.
Doesn't matter, you can't block
They'll lose
it.
a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Keep coming.
And he rifles one incomplete. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. An incomplete pass on the last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
Are you serious right now,
Into the
bro?
second half now. This is an offense
had
that
it.
continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks
Right
like
in his
they're just
doggone
totally
hand.
out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. He juked him and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
That's what it is.
It'll be a net
Stephon
of
Diggs
40
still
yards
ain't
following
doing
a punt
much
of
of nothing.
44. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive.
Let's go, Timmy.
And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Yep.
Yeah, things were pretty
Yeah, I
stacked
know it
up
was
there in
all
the
over
middle
this
of the
defense.
line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get
That's
this
right.
one up to the 26.
Mac, you couldn't be
It's a
more
gain of
aggressive.
about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Kind of have no
That's
choice.
a gain of 3.
The Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
That's right,
The
Ed.
Jags get to
Let's
him
get
as
it,
down
Ed.
he goes. Ed Oliver, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz,
Look, yeah.
if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
43-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Gain of 13 yards.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Oh, snap.
Roquan
That sounded like a crash.
picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's 2nd down.
Back now in Baltimore. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Back now in Baltimore. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. That huge loss on the
he ain't
sack
got no
makes
insurance.
his job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Eluding the pressure right. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable
Safety
3rd
was looking
down.
for it.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, but guess what?
First
See the
down.
end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And able to get this down inside
Man,
the
they
15,
calling like-
either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Ooh, almost got that
Just
thing.
a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Only a yard that time. Second and goal. They'll try to run this one in.
Touchdown.
And they'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. A 1-yard run on first down, another one on second. Tell you, it doesn't do much for the yards per carry average, but it gets them 6 points.
And I just wonder in contract negotiations, do you show the 6 points scored, or do you show the yards per carry?
I'm showing the 6 points.
No doubt about it. And his team benefits. They don't care about yards per carry. They just care about points up on the board.
Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 28.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Oh, trade.
But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They're going to try and be slick.
Now Tua, a big spot for the rookie from Alabama. Left side caught by Diggs. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Right back to him for 10 more and a first. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. From the gun, it's Tua.
Dang, dog, you stayed all up in my way.
And inside the 20,
you got to move out the way.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. Ball at the 14 for second and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jacobs. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just haven't been able to punch it in until that point. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back
now
after
y'all
this.
coming out with triples. It took me forever to find a play that I wanted.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
Get him, Ed. Or Timmy.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the back at the 16-yard line.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
I wish I could change that.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now he'll let
My goodness, dude. Wide open.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it. Unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
At this point, I just want to get close enough to make me think about it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. That'll be good for 6, but now it's fourth down.
To us?
These guys be without his performance on the ground. That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
One score down, here we go.
Man, we just said
they're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Just to do it again.
They'll try and run for it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
And the Jaguar.
Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
49-yard line.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game.
That's right.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to hit his man in the backfield, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And they're able to ground it in there on the two-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that two-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for two, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for two early? That's what people are wondering about.
So the Ravens now down on the scoreboard. Under a minute 20 to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up first and 10.
Way to be there.
Screen, it's complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs.
Maybe.
That's good.
He'll look to throw.
Oh,
Quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Josh Gordon with time running out. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down one. It's tempting to go for two. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans though holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
They just made up in their mind. They were letting
Jaguars
them
come to the line
stop
to start
that.
their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right.
Oh my goodness, bro. How far off are we going to be on throws this game, dog?
Second down pass.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Now one final throw incomplete, and time will run out here in the 4th quarter, and we are going to overtime. And here in overtime,
get the kick.
if the team...
Oh, we won the toss. So would you look at that? Always go with tails. We know what the outcome is.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
All right, y'all. Look, I'm not interested in making
about
this
4
last
yards deep, and they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
One of the selling points of the in route is against the quarterback, a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Oh, I thought that juke was about to get him cold.
Before he's brought down. Give him 14 on
That would have been a perfect seal to the game.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on
Meat
that
and
go-around,
potatoes.
the offense won the challenge. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going for
Go
the
get it,
deep
cuz.
ball.
Touchdown.
And this will be caught.
Get this thing
It's
over
a
with.
touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime.
Finally caught him slipping in the back end.
Today's final score.
A partner, great game that we got to see and making it extra
That's
special.
right.
Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted
That's
4
right.
quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had
Tough
that type of
wins.
a game
Battle
where
tested.
we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
Defense, even
So
though
for
with
the
that last thing,
Jaguars,
we
they
held our
continue to
ground,
make
but
their
except for
case
that
as a
last
Super
drive,
Bowl
it was so
favorite as they
annoying.
move to 13-1, and they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they fall to 8-6 with the loss, and they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.